Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today's a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Friday, the 12th day of July. It's Amazon Prime Day. It's Eat Your Jell-O Day. It is Etch-a-Sketch Day. I used to love those things.
I was never good at it, but I did like them.
I could make a set of steps like you couldn't believe. What else do we have on here? National Different Colored Eyes Day. I know a couple of people who have different colored eyes,
Yeah, that
which I
is
think
so
is cool.
cool.
National Hair Creators Day today. National Pecan Pie Day. Simplicity Day. New Conversations Day. Night of Nights. Orangeman's Day, Paper Bag Day. What else? National French Fry Day.
Yum,
Ooh.
my favorite food.
And it's on a Friday. So Friday on a Friday. I kind of think that's cool. Got a couple of guests joining me today as well. This could have been for a Movie Star Monday. Paul Raci and Grant Rosenmeyer. They're the stars of a new film called The Secret Art of Human Flight. Going to chat with them all about that coming up. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Exercising outside could be more beneficial than exercising indoors, according to a new study. Texas A&M University team analyzed data from prior research regarding the benefits of outdoor exercise compared to indoor workouts. The study revealed a mix of benefits from outdoor physical activity, including improved mood and brain function, better social interaction, greater enjoyment of exercise, and possibly even less perceived exertion. So you feel like you were doing less even though you were out, doing the same amount maybe.
I get that. I agree with that completely.
I was thinking that it would be something more along the lines of the benefits of like fresh air and the benefits of being in like in the wild, in the wilderness
well, they said
or whatever.
Better mood.
Yeah,
and
I suppose.
That kind of comes from the whole nature aspect.
There you go. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signings, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know the national animal of Scotland is the unicorn? I wonder if it's the real unicorn or the fictitious unicorn.
I have no. Is there a real unicorn?
Yes, the rhinoceros. If you look at what its scientific name is, that's a unicorn. A rhinoceros is a one-horned rhinoceros. So there is a real unicorn, and then there's also the horse with the horn that people call a unicorn. So
I see.
I don't know which is which, but there you go. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Diddy is getting out of Dodge. Disgraced music mogul Sean Puff Daddy Combs Diddy, he's got a lot of names, has reportedly put his L.A. mansion up for sale. So says he's trying to sell the pricey pad off market for $70 million. That's over $30 million more than he paid, by the way. See, but he's had it for 10 years.
Well, and he's going to have some legal expenses.
And he's added all kinds of hidden rooms and stuff. I don't know. The first round box office projections have arrived for Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine. They predict the highest ever opening weekend for an R-rated film at $160+ million. So
I'm sure it'll do very, very, very well.
So it opens on July 26th. And John Cena made a surprise return at WWE Money in the Bank 2024. And had a shocking announcement, too. The 16-time world champ showed up and revealed that he will retire at next year's WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. So, good to know. Fun stuff going on in the world. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over, I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. We were just talking about this film the other day. This week marks the 39th anniversary of the release of Back to the Future, the original.
Yeah, we were. We were just talking about it.
And the thing that's cool is in the original film, she's not in there. But in the second film and the third film, there's a young lady named Elizabeth Shue, and I just scheduled an interview with her.
You are so excited
I am.
for this.
I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future and several other things that she's in as well. So I'm so excited. I can't tell you what day that's going to be because we're still working on the details, but be looking for that on a Movie Star Monday coming near you. And it could be that there's a cure for baldness on the way. Yeah, researchers in England say they've discovered it is a biological mechanism that causes hair to thin. The team from the University of Manchester, they've uncovered the link while testing a drug designed to boost hair follicles in the scalp. Long story short, hair follicle cells become stressed as they age, and then they slow down in growth. But if a follicle experiences too much stress, the cell can die, and then it stops growing completely. Rather than slowing growth, it just stops growth. Scientists feel that if they could find a way to stop the overstressing of the follicles, they might be able to develop a drug to prevent hair loss. By the time they reach middle age, roughly 85% of men are affected by hair loss, and about 50% of women are affected. So by middle age. So that's kind of cool. It's good to know that, really, when you think about it. And I know some people who are bald and completely happy with being bald. They got no problem with it. They just own it. They look good. But I also know people who are struggling with that,
right,
and they really wish that they were not struggling with that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I want you to know, if you're struggling with hair loss, just own it. Because at the end of the day, it probably looks better on you than you think. There's some people now, when I see them with hair, you're like, what is Bruce Willis doing wearing a wig? You know, because when you would see him with his head shaved, like, that was a good look for him. Yeah. But then you'd see him in a role where he had hair, and you're like, that just looks weird now. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Not one, but two amazing guests today, Grant Rosenmeyer and Paul Raci, and we're going to talk about the secret art of human flight. And I don't even know where to start. We'll start with Paul. Paul, what was it like playing this character? It looks like a fun character to play.
Oh, absolutely. It was a joy because I got to use my own experiences that I had in L.A. with life coaches and spiritual gurus that had the answer, you know, as you're looking for the answers to why am I not a famous actor yet? And I've been here for like a whole day. And these guys will charge you money, and then you get spiritual advice. And so that's what this guy does. There's a man who's grieving the loss of his wife, and he finds this guy that says he can unlock the secret to being able to fly like a bird. And sometimes when people are grieving, you have to let them go through their own process, no matter how crazy or foolish it seems. If you can't just listen and be a sounding board, you got to let them find something that's going to bring them relief.
And Grant, in the film, you get to be the guy who's going through that grief. First of all, did you ever think that you'd be playing a guy who thought he could fly?
I did, actually. When I was a little kid, I really wanted to play Superman. I used to run around the house in a Superman costume and try to go to school in a Superman costume, and my mom would say, "Stop it, you got to go change. Everybody's going to think you're weird," and she was right. They thought I was weird anyway. But no, I actually did. I thought I'd be Superman, and then sometimes genetics, and you got to be pretty tall to play Superman, and I'm just not that tall, But we we got AI now, so who knows? Maybe I'll play Superman.
Well, and your character, Grant, in this film, can you relate to this character at all? Is this anything at all like you?
Oh yeah. You know, I mean, when been talking a lot about how, you know, when I found the script, or more really, the script found me. It was at the height of the pandemic, and everybody was experiencing grief and loss, and I was experiencing my own. And I read this thing, and I thought, my God, this is just so powerful. And this is just so, I completely saw myself in this character. And when I talked to the writer, Jesse Orenshine, we talked a lot about how this is very much him, too. He's like my character. He is a children's book author. And when he wrote this, he had just gotten married. And I said to him, I said, Jesse, is this sort of did you write sort of your worst nightmare? Did you write this scenario, this fantasy, as a way to exercise maybe work through something like your deepest fears? Because, you know, so much of this movie is about facing your fears and having the strength and the courage to do something crazy. You know, it's about belief. It's about hope. And so, I think I related a lot to him, and I related a lot to this character, and all the characters really very relatable.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking some time to chat. Paul, I'm going to visit with you again. Now, in addition to this, people can see you in so many other things. You're an Academy Award nominee. You're a veteran. You're also I didn't know this, court-certified American Sign Language interpreter, a musician. I mean, there's all of these things that you do, Paul. You're like an interesting guy. Is the character that you're playing in this film like any of those parts of your life, or completely different?
Well, a little bit of both. As I said, these people that I met in L.A., these life coaches, one thing I found out about them, and that I find is interesting about Mealworm, is that it's the same thing like therapists who help you are the craziest people in the world. You know, if I've known several therapists, think, God, you're absolutely crazy, but a genius at helping another person figure out their life. And this is an amazing thing about therapists. But same thing with when you get involved with these life coaches or spiritual centers, you find out that if you get involved with the church or the spiritual center, you find out that these people that you revere so much, that you want to be with so much, that you think have the answers, are absolutely flawed themselves. And that's the thing. It's so, so that's what I love about Mealworm. He's looking for the answers himself, and then the guy he's trying to help is benefiting so much from all his crazy advice. And boy, I'll tell you, if you know a therapist personally, you know what I'm saying is true.
Absolutely. Again, the film is called The Secret Art of Human Flight. And I'm going to throw a link to the trailer, and I'm going to throw a link to make it easy to find. Paul, thank you for your time. Grant, thank you for your time. We appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much, John. Love Sioux Falls, man.
Oh, we do too. Again, The Secret Art of Human Flight. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The term riding shotgun comes from the sitting position of the guard on a stagecoach.
I knew that. I think we've talked about that before.
I'm pretty sure we have. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Tom Sawyer was the first novel written on a typewriter. So, before that, it was all like handwritten, apparently. I don't know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Because of the rotation of the Earth, an object can be thrown farther if it is thrown to the west.
Oh.
So it's not a whole lot farther, but it does make a difference. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What is that, John?
Hearing is the fastest of all human senses. You hear something quicker than you see something. But the speed of light and the speed of sound
I have
are
no idea. I think you're
backwards from
overthinking
that.
this.
I am overthinking it. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cats have over 100 vocal sounds. Dogs have about 10. So there you go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signings, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetroManiaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 25% of us do not know our partner's favorite one of these. What is it? I think I know yours.
Flour?
No, pizza topping.
Oh.
I think yours is sausage.
Yeah,
Am I
sausage
right?
and green peppers.
But if there was one, you would never order just a green pepper pizza.
I order just regular Canadian bacon a lot.
Oh, I know, but that's not. Was that your favorite?
It depends on the place. It's different for each place.
We'll continue this conversation off the air. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference, even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com. Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Think of it as an ode to summer. Nissin Foods, the makers of cup noodles, instant ramen noodles, have introduced their newest flavor. Are you ready for it? Campfire s'mores. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The limited edition offering combines microwavable noodles and a flavor blend chocolate, marshmallow, and graham cracker in a smoky note. For the truly unique s'mores experience. Yeah, that's unique.
Yeah.
Plus additional mini marshmallows to sprinkle on top of the concoction.
Ew.
The result, I'm told, is a sweet, gooey dessert that you can prepare in 5 minutes. Other limited ramen flavors that Cup of Noodles has introduced in the past include pumpkin spice.
Gross.
They had an everything bagel noodle and a breakfast noodle, a mixture of maple syrup, pancakes, sausage, and eggs. So if that is what it is, if it's those things, it's not really noodles, then that doesn't sound bad. But if it's noodles with those things, that just sounds
I think it's
weird.
noodles with those things.
I don't know. It's just weird. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The 111th Calgary Stampede wraps up this weekend. Here are some of the foods that you could find if you happen to be at this event this week. Watermelon burgers. Instead of a bun, it featured sesame-covered watermelon slices and feta and spinach and fresh mint drizzled with balsamic reduction.
You know what? I bet I would like that.
How about cheeseburger ice cream? Yeah, it's a vanilla-infused barbecue-flavored ice cream inside a waffle cone dunked in hot cheese and sprinkled with sesame seeds.
Okay, yuck.
That's
No.
a bit weird. How about pickle fry poutine? That's another thing on the list here that's kind of a bizarre thing. Gator pepperoni pizza. Not kidding. Crusted pizza, but it has like alligator on it. So,
Okay, yuck.
yeah. How about ubi coconut little donuts? So it's tiny little donuts filled with ubi, a purple yam from the Philippines.
Oh.
Cowboyaki. It's a fusion dish with Japanese takoyaki with stampede flair that has little balls-shaped snacks filled with meat and octopus and seaweed strips.
Okay.
Why? Well, why
Yuck.
not, huh? And there's a couple others on the list here as well. You can read all of them in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis by allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today comes from a television program, South Park. Eric Cartman says, "I don't make the rules, ma'am. I just think them up and write them down." Think then that means that you do make the rules. All right, your quote of the day comes your way. I got to just say this, by the way. I have never seen a full episode of South Park. I see clips all the time, and the clips that I see, I think it looks funny. It
I've
seems
seen
like
South
it's one of
Park.
those
It's been
equal
years, but-
equal opportunity offender kind of programs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I've never seen a full episode, so I admitted it. All right, quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And this is kind of a cool story here. Over 100 stranded dolphins were rescued on the coast in Massachusetts. So the International Fund for Animal Welfare recently responded to their largest single mass stranding event in 26 years. And I don't know why so many dolphins were washed ashore, but they were.
Poor babies.
And these guys, they were out there. Upon arrival, responders discovered a staggering 125 dolphins in distress. Oh. This is the largest mass stranding event that they have ever faced, or that they've faced in decades, I guess is what it says. Their team of just 25 members, 100 trained volunteers as well, they all showed up to do what they could to help these guys. It says, we arrived to what appeared to be about 80 to 100 dolphins in the shallow mud flats. We were able to provide supportive care to help those that were struggling and keep them comfortable and ready for the incoming tide. So there's photos here. The rescue efforts lasted about 12 hours.
I bet.
That is a long time. They say it was 12 exhausting hours. The team was able to overcome various challenges and give the dolphins their best chance at survival. There's a video. There are photos on here. And it looks like another video. So it's just kind of weird to see that many dolphins. I wonder why they were washed up like that.
I don't know.
But they were all in like shallow water.
But they're safe, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so they were rescued, and they can swim on for another day. And if you would like to see that story, like I said, I have a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.